session. Two of your party members have gone down and look relatively injured. And Biddy, I think. Wait, were you injured at all during that, Biddy?
Yeah, I got hit once by Arrow Boy, and he took half of my health.
Oh yeah, you've got everyone who's downed just has an arrow stuck inside of them, and I'm gonna make a note of that for future sessions where I want a combat that's challenging. So what's everyone's movements and what's their plan?
I would be trying to make it so Grog doesn't die.
Doesn't die.
Yeah, you're gonna stabilize him. Which one of you had the medical kit?
I did, and I'm down.
Right, yeah.
I mean, you can still stabilize without it. It's just
Use my bedroll.
It uses an action, but no. But yeah,
you will be
To
infected.
the two that are not down, y'all help them with their not die. I'm gonna a fellow over here who looks like he's been held hostage.
Okay. So Mikolash, you're trying to stabilize George. I'll make a medical check.
Yeah.
Ragtharn, are you going to try and help you, Riley?
Hey.
I guess so. Yeah, probably a good idea.
All right. Yeah, you.
I guess so. Thanks.
You're not sure of. You're not Mikolash. You're not sure of the average. Hold on. Who's typing?
Me.
Biddy, you bitch. Mute if you're typing. You bitch.
Sorry.
That's all right.
You bitch, it's alright.
You bitch. But yeah, Mikolash, you've seen a few guides on how to deal with an arrow wound. You've had to deal with it yourself a couple of times.
Yeah.
You're not sure of Gorg's pain tolerance, so you just try and act fast and swift. You rip the arrow. You rip the arrow at the tip, and then you pull it through the other side before you apply pressure and start doing basic medical aids to try and stabilize him.
I thought it was like coming into my lung.
No, it's just under your lung.
Oh, okay.
It's not piercing anything serious. No, it's not. It's not hitting anything serious as far as he can tell. It just really fucking hurts.
Yep. Yeah, this is the most pain that I've ever been in. I've never experienced anything like this.
Yeah,
That's why I'm, like, speechless.
there's a lot of bruising around the area, but you have a feeling that was from the mage and not so much from the arrow.
Yeah.
Either way, it looks like the wound, apart from like the arrow wound, which would probably leave a scar, it looks like it will mostly be healed off in a few days.
Nice.
Mikolash, make a medicine check. Not Mikolash, sorry, Regtharn.
Don't kill me.
Yeah, you see the arrow.
Switch.
Yeah, you see the arrows just sticking out, and you're like, all right, yeah, sure, and you just yank it free, leaving a pretty nasty sort of wound. But you quickly jump into action and apply pressure, and Riley, you inform him of what's happening, and then after you both calm down a little bit, you can work on the wound. But that initial shock really fucking hurts. Biddy, you go over to try and free the man. He looks like he's been bound on a rope. He seems unconscious, and he's got a huge black eye.
Sorry, I had myself muted and I'm alive.
You're an idiot.
Okay, so
Yeah.
shut the fuck up. You told me to mute me if I was.
I didn't say you to stay muted if you were talking. Did you talk to yourself?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
To be fair, I do that like all the time.
Not
Same.
on purpose.
So
The voices do too.
okay. Anyways, I go over and I'm gonna do a medicine, and I don't have any spell slots anymore.
Yes.
God, I'm so happy we're gonna be leveling up.
Uh.
God, I hate being so fucking dumb.
It's alright.
Same.
Oh God. I guess I'm going to do a medicine check and see if I can see what's wrong. Like, obviously he has a black eye, but you know. Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
We take the one on the left. It's cool.
I know.
Medicine check. Considering the fact that he's not really responding, but there's nothing that appears fatal on him, just looks like he was punched and knocked out.
Okay. I'm still not gonna move him because you're not supposed to move people when they're injured, and I'm just gonna use my dagger to cut the ropes off of him.
Yeah. You cut the ropes off, and then you just sort of feel the weight, and then you just sort of flop down on the floor, breathing heavily as your adrenaline starts to wear off, and you look around at the blood-soaked battlefield, just relaxing for a quick second as you hear people around you screaming from bad medical check. Regtharn.
I feel great.
Ah!
But yeah, eventually you all sort each other out and you manage to stand up and you all just sort of...
Who did I give that bardic inspiration to?
Me.
Yeah, you gave it to...
And then he was down.
Yeah, but he got like
I did a pretty sick kill though.
Yeah, no,
You did.
like... I think if you'd have failed, I would
Worth
have
it.
brought it up, but you did an amazing hit anyway, so...
I simultaneously had the biggest high and biggest low of the
Yeah.
soldier.
He rolled a 23 and then on an enemy that had 2 health.
Yeah,
So-
boy.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Sad.
And I
thing
killed
is-
that bush that one time.
I
You mean I didn't do anything?
No, that was no, it was Biddy.
That was epic.
Yeah. No, the thing is, we started off that combat, and then everyone was reduced to like 7 or 3 HP.
I
And then
don't
you
really
just-
have 7 HP
No,
anyway.
I mean all the enemies, and I was like, am I gonna have to raise this up? Like, I don't know.
Then
Yeah.
we
I mean, I
all
did
got
pretty
our
cool
We
until
got
I was
one
down.
shot.
Yeah.
I was OP right at the beginning, and then it was just all downhill.
Yeah.
Literally all down.
Yeah.
All
We
down
are
three.
glass cannons.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Don't really have a tank.
Mm.
Yeah, the tank. I'm the tank, and I got a hole in me.
You have
It
3.
happens.
Oh.
But yeah.
What's
You
my,
all
what's my HP at now?
your HP, considering you're all stabilized, everyone who was down, your HP is now 1.
Oh, okay.
It's better than what I had before.
Just
No
don't
medical
fuck up
loss.
the horse.
Also, when
pet
I
the horse.
know Grog's fine, I'm going to look through the barrels and just see what kind of stuff is here and what, if anything's been taken, and
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Um,
sit up and catch my breath.
Make
what
an
was on the guys as well.
I'd
If
like to
anything
like,
had
patch
anything.
myself
Yeah.
if no one else is.
You'd like to what?
Patch myself up if no one else is.
Do you have anything that would help with that?
I'm the one with the med kit.
Yeah, but the medicate's for stabilizing dying people. It doesn't actually help you once you're, on your feet.
I meant more to cover my wound, so it wouldn't.
Okay, make a medicine check.
Damn it!
Oof.
3. Yeah, you
How can I mess up putting on a bandage?
you put on the bandage, but it's not self-adhesive, and you sort of struggle tying the knot after
Alright,
you've
fine.
wrapped it.
I'll take that.
And then you're like, yeah, I did it, and then it immediately just sort of slides off the wound a little bit. But you get the feeling that it will hold if you tug it tight and you just wrap it around another time.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
Make an investigation
myself.
check.
I also want to loot the
Yeah.
body of the fucker that I was fighting.
Okay, everyone.
He vaporized.
10.
A 10. Okay, and you, Biddy? For sake of brevity, I'm just gonna say, Mikolash, you're searching the car. Biddy, you're searching the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Biddy, you look through. It appears that most of everything that would be useful on them was pretty much covered in gore, making it hard to find beneath all the readied rags and bits of flesh. You managed to find about 2 coin purses. Roll 2 d20s. And another one. Yeah, you find about 13 thingies worth of... I can't count. 15?
13.
13.
Detective.
13, yeah,
You're
that's right. Yeah. You find 13 gold pieces in total between the 2 gold purses. But apart from that, you just see a bit of a broken bow and a stick with knives attached via string. Mikolash... Sorry?
How many of us? There's 5.
Yes.
So that means everybody gets 2 with 3 left over, and I'm going to keep that 3. So I'm going to go and be like, and divide it up. So everybody's going to get 2 pieces of gold.
Alright, everyone add 2 pieces of gold to your inventory.
Except
Oh,
me,
thanks,
who
Biddy.
gets 5 because I deserve it.
Okay. Fair enough.
Find us keepers.
I'm never
Losers
sure.
get an
I would've
arrow.
kept it all, but
Alright, so looking through the crates in the back of the wagon. Sorry, my brain did a fart. Looking through the crates in the back of the wagon, you look through, and even though you're expecting things like gold or maybe spices or something like that, you look through and it mostly just appears to be like quite a few boring plants. Things like barley, and water, quite a little bit of wheat and yeast, things like that.
Yeast is valuable these days.
Yes. It doesn't appear to be worth much, but you stumble across one barrel that appears to have like what appears to be something along the lines of a plum. But it's got a very crimson, like not crimson, sorry, it's got a very beige flesh, like it looks very skin tone. It's not like many plants that you've seen before. It doesn't look like incredibly weird. It just looks like a unique color for a plum.
Okay, nothing too interesting then.
No, it just appears to be a collection of plants.
Then,
Okay.
yeah.
Can I search the mage that died over where I am?
The mage. Billy is already looking through by the time you get there. But it's literally just a singular cape, and it's covered in blood and gore, so it's not really of value.
You use it as a bedroll.
Cold water and salt will get that right out.
So, can we agree for you, when we have 5 things we want to loot, you ain't gonna do the finishing blow?
Why would that matter?
Not Regtharn.
Gestures to everything covered in gore.
I'll try.
Bearing in mind, if you
push
want,
comes to shove.
if you've got an incredible, apart from if you're doing an incredibly overpowered attack, you will always have the option to incapacitate enemies instead of straight up killing them.
Yeah, also, I'm gonna move over to the dude that's left and start seeing how he is. Because is he still unconscious, or did we?
Yeah, he's unconscious.
Yeah,
Biddy just kind of looks over. She's like, I think he got knocked in the head and knocked out. I don't really
Splash
know.
some blood on him.
I was about to say I'm gonna like give him a shake or so, see if I can wake him up.
Yeah, you look over his body and you try and have a look at his eyes to see how his pupils are doing. And as you open one eye, he sort of shakes awake and he sort of slaps your hand away. Oh, what happened?
We were about to ask you the same thing. We just run across this cart. I don't know if it's yours, and killed the bandits that were here.
Bandits? Oh, no, not again. Oh, he looks around, there's blood everywhere, and he just looks a little bit shocked. I was like,
Don't mind the blood.
well, that's a
Yeah.
very comforting thing to say.
Listen, it's from the bandits. That's all that you really need to know.
Most of it is.
Don't shut the fuck up.
Anyway, what happened here?
I was meant to meet with this adventuring party down the road, and I don't know, I heard this loud boom, and I remember falling to the side before everything went black after that.
Adventuring.
Yes, I'm supposed to... Ironically enough, I wanted to explore the woods and I needed someone to help back me up. Wait, you guys...
That is us, yes.
You're the adventuring party from, the Magic Guild, right?
Yes, we are. We came to help out with you, but we see you ran into a little issue here.
A little issue is a little of an understatement, but you guys turned up.
Yeah, and you're not dead, so, that's a win.
Mission accomplished.
We're clearly very capable.
Yes, clearly. Listen...
You wouldn't happen to have any healing potions on you, would you, mister? We kind of got a little banged up in the brawl.
I have an emergency stash. I should have kept it up front with me, but... oh well. He, stands up, cracks his back, aches his shoulders. He appears to be a relatively short human, about 5'5". He's got a ginger comb over and a twirly mustache. And a pair of spectacles on his head. Now, your job was to help me get plants and all of that nonsense, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Well, considering the marvelous job you've done around the place, I think we can say that you more or less succeeded today.
But don't we get gold for plants we collected as well? We could earn a bit extra.
I mean...
I think he just wants to go home at this point. I mean,
I'm just offering up ideas.
If you're really that desperate for gold, this has been the 3rd time this has happened this month. The moment I get in, I'm drafting a contract for someone to come along these roads and clear out the bandits. This can't
Maybe you
keep
should
happening.
find another profession.
I'm considering that. This shouldn't even be my job, we're just short-staffed.
Have you considered
what
housemaking?
is your job then?
How?
My job is lead scientist.
Oh, where?
Well, back at the Magic Guild.
Oh.
Well, how come you're so short-staffed then?
We've got people looking all over for all sorts of things. We've got sporites to the west. We've got those mountains with their magic rocks up on the east. We've got people trying to take down, bandits across the road. There is literally no job that needs doing that has people for it these days. We've got so many things we need to do, it's just a case of where to focus. And these plans, these are intrinsic to my specific research. I can't give up on that now. So I figured I'd do it before anyone else did.
Maybe instead of
barrels.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we have a cart of our own. We can help carry them back to the guild.
Yeah, maybe in the future, instead of meeting up with an adventuring party out here, you should just meet up with them in the city and then go out.
The only problem is that I'm very rarely in the city. I spend a lot more time in the wildhood than I do back there nowadays. And I figured,
But this is the third time you've been attacked, Mister.
Not the third time I've been attacked, just convoys around these roads.
I still think it'd be better, a safer idea.
I'm starting to agree with you. But we'll see in the future. For now, he walks to the back of the wagon and he pulls out a key and unlocks a little trunk. And before is anyone watching him, or is anyone doing their own thing?
I mean, I'm watching him.
Yeah,
Around, yeah.
Just everyone's behind this one scientist waiting for the handing out of potions.
It's like that one kid who has gum.
He goes to the back of the car and he opens it, and you watch as a few things fall out, obviously leaning against it where it was on its side. A couple of health potions, and a gun. He picks up the gun, gets the holster, and wraps it around his waist before he hands you two the potions. I'm an idiot for not carrying this in front of me, but I thought these main roads would be safe. You hear the story of these people being robbed, and you think they go off the side of the road to pee or something. But no, this was in broad daylight, the idiots.
Have the bandits been getting more reckless then, or is this always how it's been?
It's always how it's been. They see some weird tourists along the road, they assume they can't speak common, they attack them because they know that they're not going to try and get any guards, and then they continue on with their business. These lands are so large, it's hard to keep track along all of these roads and keep track of the towns at the same time.
Are there any hideouts that the guild has any idea about, or are they just...
The guild is clueless when it comes to this sort of things. They just expect import and export. They don't check along the roads. I think I may have a few signs for where they could be. And I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on it. I'll probably get some guard patrols around this way, but
Is there a more traditional adventurers guild that might be more aware of it?
Maybe, but probably not in this town. We get all of our money from either travelers or magic.
Well, you said you're a scientist yourself. What kind of stuff do you research? Is it these plants or a bit of everything?
It's mostly these plants and the effects that they have on the human body. It's much more of a physical sort of studying, but so far my research has either had not enough funding, not enough, produce, or just not enough results. But I feel like I'm on the breakthrough here. And with you guys saving my ass today, I think that I might actually make some progress soon.
Well, hopefully that can do everything to, save people, whatever they need to do.
Yes. And trust me, this sort of stuff, it saves people.
But you said an effect on the body, so medicine-wise, or anything else?
Kind of like a medicine. It's more sort of potions, but, we get people making potions of healing all the time. What about potions of, cure disease, or just things that you could buy on a shelf or in a bottle that would save you time?
So would you say you're well-versed in knowing diseases and infections?
Diseases and infections, not super much. Like I said, I mostly just examine how to affect the body, not what the body does on its own terms.
Well, never mind then. Well, we're happy to help, and we'll take you back to town now.
He leans in close. He's like, if you went to a particular brothel and caught something, we have a doctor, a very nice one in town, if you want me to show you where he is.
I take back, and I'm just like, no, it's nothing like that, don't worry.
Sure, it's nothing like that. I understand, and he gives you a wink.
I'll pull part of my, because I've got leather armor on, I believe, and I'll pull part of it, at the collar and show the part of the infection that I have on, just to say, no, there's something, I've had this a while, nobody knows what it is.
That looks nasty.
Yeah. You're telling me.
My advice: still see a doctor.
I've gone to doctors. They no idea. No one's known what it is. No one. I don't know how I got it.
Right.
I don't know. My memory's fuzzy going back. I've been traveling so long now. I just kind of sit down just on the grass here. Well, we're glad to help, and we'll take you back to town.
All right. Thank you
Thanks.
very much. Anyone who's strong and able, can you help me carry my produce, like these barrels? I'll
Yes,
need
sir.
them. Yes, and he basically watches as you load them. He tries to pick up one for himself. He manages to get it an inch off the ground before dropping it and huffing.
Biddy just picks it up.
Yeah, just overarms like this, and just yeah. Once everything's loaded onto the cart, it appears it's weighing down quite a bit. The journey back home will probably be a lot slower considering it's weighing down quite a bit on the horse. But eventually you load up everything, and unless there's anything else anyone else wants to do, you get heading back home.
Do we not have extra space on ours to take some of it? Maybe make it go a bit faster.
No, it's on ours.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
His cart is destroyed.
Oh,
The cart's
yeah,
not destroyed, but there's no horse. He hasn't got a horse to.
It's about to say
Oh,
it's
yeah.
dead, isn't it?
Yeah.
Otherwise, that would be a second horse we could use.
Yeah.
Don't pet the horse!
No.
I pet the dead horse. No, okay.
You can pet the dead horse, that's not gonna run away.
That's true, yeah. But I've got 1 health, I don't want to risk it.
Ouch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess we're heading back to town.
I'd like to take a nap on my way back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
same.
what is? You didn't even take any damage.
You're just sleepy.
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Yeah,
I just still have a
recovers
slightly.
spell slot though.
No, it doesn't. Not on long rest does.
No, short rest.
Really?
No,
Yep.
not for wizards.
Yep.
No.
Wizard.
Okay, recovery.
Short rest. Okay.
Once per day when you finish your short rest, you can choose to you can choose expended spell slots to recover.
I'd just like to get some health back.
Okay,
Yeah.
recovery. It's part of
Oh,
wizard.
is it a wizard bullshit thing?
Yeah.
It's spell slot.
Wizard
It's
bullshit thing.
wizard bullshit.
Yeah, fucking.
That's something I would say.
It's at second level.
It's
Wait, no,
amazing.
Shit,
no,
no,
I'm
deliver it.
reading the wrong thing. Never mind.
All right.
Right.
But yeah, like
The higher level you can recover other shit. Like
It's fine. Sorry.
anyway, you all pack up your You'll pack up. Wait, did I start recording the stream again? Yes, I did. All right, you'll pick up your stuff and you load it onto the car, and it takes a little bit longer for the horse to get going. You move a lot slower, but it gives you more time to rest. And you manage to make it a lot farther. Like you managed to ride for a lot longer. Sorry, before you all have to start for the night camping. Because the horses slowed down, you do still need to camp out for the night after you travel. You're not that far away from town. You end up. Hold on, I'm gonna move the map over.
Are we close enough to the wizard dude? to
Wizard
maybe-
man.
The Wizard Man's like 15 minutes out of town. Remember, like it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that.
Was his name Harold?
Yes, Harold. If you really wanted, you could probably ride throughout the night for an additional 4 hours, but it would be a lot more dangerous riding at night.
And we are kind of gotten our ass
Right.
kicked. So
Yeah.
Doesn't really
Let's not-
riding it day night doesn't seem to make a difference around here, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'd just like to have a good.
Yeah. You guys have a short rest. What's the short rest HP?
Short rest, you roll your hit die.
Yes. Okay. So, if you go on your character sheet, it should say your hit die,
Yes.
and you basically roll that die, and then you add that to your health.
Ouch.
Oof.
Oop.
2 health.
Oh.
Yes. And you're at 7.
That's not bad. I
Yes.
can live with that.
Oh.
Can you roll more than 1 hit dice?
You only get one at level 1.
Okay. So you're at.
Just
What?
D4. Fuck.
George, why are you rolling a d4?
What?
Well, no,
That's what
he's
it is.
rolling his hit
Oh.
die, but I swear fighters were higher than.
Hold on, I'm gonna check. What does your character sheet say?
It's a D10.
Hold on.
Because it just says hit dice in brackets D4.
you can change that.
Oh, fuck.
You can-
Chances are I just didn't change that and I skipped over it because I've got chronic dumb brain.
True.
Can Daddy change that for me?
Oh. Ooh, Daddy,
Yeah.
please.
See, watch him change it to a
Change my
D10 and
dice.
he rolls a nat 1.
Hit me, Daddy.
Yeah, D10 for.
Alright, well, George is now permanently dead. Some reason someone changed the hit die to a minus 100.
Oh.
Where is the hit dice? I don't see it.
It's right below hit points.
Hit points.
I just roll a D10 in the meantime.
Next to death saves.
Hit dice D4. I don't know what. Oh, D10. There we go.
Sweet.
It was a drop down. 13! Fucking hell.
Haha.
You lucky bastard. I don't know why it says +3.
Oh, sweet. So I'm at full
Constitution.
health. Oh, that was a good nap.
Assume.
Oh, that was a great nap.
So wait, is there hit dice a D4 or a D10?
It depends on class.
Yes.
I have a D8.
You have a date with who?
Fuck
Ooh.
you guys.
I wish.
Yeah.
Alright. But yeah, you ride for a little bit, you recover your health before you decide to set up camp again. Are you setting up camp in the same way as last time? Are you looking for just
Yeah,
somewhere along the
probably
trees, or?
Similar area.
No.
somewhere
I'm
Pretty
gonna look
safe
for
there.
eggs.
Alright.
The X went well last time.
Alright, do you want to make a survival check to see where you are looking for?
Yes, please.
Alright,
Haha.
Nat 20.
Damn, boy.
fucking hell,
Find
okay.
a steak.
Alright,
Hey, George,
yeah.
why can't you pull these rolls earlier?
Yeah. Where I didn't hit a single thing with any of them.
Yeah, Mikolash, you guide Biddy to the appropriate spot. Your head's now on more full alert mode considering how battered and bruised the party is. And you find this nice
Didn't
little...
take any damage, I'm fine.
Yeah, I know, but everyone else did.
I had a great nap. I'm good.
Yeah. You find this nice little overlook on a little cliff where you can see quite far into the distance. You just managed to see Ronderia and the lights of a few of the buildings from here, but it's just out of reach for the travel of the day. And soon you get to setting up camp. Who's taking what watch?
I
Should we
take
do
it
same
first.
rotation as last time?
Well, who doesn't have any damage? Mikolash doesn't have any damage.
I haven't
I'm
taken
back-
damage.
I'm back to full
Fine.
again.
Right, I can take a watch.
So you two should probably do the watch.
I would
Ye-
say, Regtharn, you can have a watch considering George had a watch last time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
He'll
I mean-
take first one, then I'll take second.
Yeah. Alright.
I'll just sleep then.
Yeah. You probably should sleep considering how injured you were during the day. Like, despite the fact that you've recovered and you've gotten back into the mindset of you're bringing someone back to
Still
town,
did have a hole.
and yeah, you have a huge scar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels kind of cool though. It's like my first battle scar.
Yeah.
The girls love it.
Heck yeah. That's why I show them on my belly.
It doesn't look as cool though, considering the fact that your body is now just orange hair, and then beneath that, a giant blue bruise all over your torso. It does not make for a good contrast.
Nice.
Orange
a-
and blue
I'm
are
like a half
complementary
guy.
colours.
They are, but not when it's gross dwarf hair and bruise.
You never know. The lasses might like it.
All right. Michael, are you back?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. You make a perception check. Perception check 14. All right. You watch as everyone else goes to bed, and then you start slowly just relaxing on this little seat. You start fiddling with your little retractable staff, thinking about any improvements you can make to it and stuff like that.
Oh, retractable staff, eh?
Yes,
It's not a magic stuff. It's a walking stick.
it is a retractable staff,
Sure it is.
and you just hold out your
All of that.
You hold out your staff, just like imagining being able to summon spells from it instead of just with your hand because it looks a little bit more wizardly. And you watch as this little bird lands on the tip of your staff.
Ooh.
This one holding
A bird on the end of his staff. Eh?
a ring.
Just the tip.
Yeah, you see this bird land and it's got a ring in its mouth again. What do you do?
Try and hit the bird with my staff.
Are you serious? It's on the edge of your staff. You're gonna have to raise it up and then back down.
Yep.
It's fast.
Unarmed attack.
How?
It's a staff, isn't it? There's staffs as well.
Yeah, but he's not proficient with it, and we figured out that considering it's just a bad stick, probably wouldn't
One like
be.
a good stick.
Yeah.
How do I do?
Okay, under your hit point shit, it should... No, actually, isn't it just a strength check?
Anna.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
just a,
'cause you
yeah, it's a strength check.
Ah.
Yeah. You raise it up to try and hit it, but by the time you've raised it up, it's already flown very, very far away by the time you swing it back down. And you curse it a little bit before you just go back to your watch waiting for something else interesting to happen. But nothing else really interesting happens until you start feeling like you're going to nod off. And so you go wake up Mikolash and then pass out into space. Mikolash.
Perception.
Yeah.
Up. Yeah. Dane.
15. Alright. You... Hold on. Oh, what's that one? It's a relatively boring night, you know? Nothing much really happens. You're just sort of fiddling. You clean out under your nails. You know, using a knife. You look at everyone else sleeping. You wonder what's next for you on the journey. And then you see a little, sort of thing, like a noise, like a cat, like a wagon, like sort of trundling down the road. You hear it from quite a distance away. It seems to be going at a relatively slow speed. You make out a very, very faint light through the trees. Do you investigate it, or do you let it go?
How far away is it?
It appears to be a good, like, maybe 30 meters away.
And it's just traveling like pretty much where you were, yeah.
Yeah, just very slowly. It appears to be a bigger cart than the one you had. It was probably closer to the one the scientist had.
Is it heading towards the city?
Yes.
Leave it then.
Alright. Yeah, you watch it go past, you know there's no chance that it's seen you
Probably,
before.
yeah, just keeping an eye on it in
Yeah.
case it gets attacked or stops.
And you go back to sort of fiddling with your knife before suddenly the sun starts to rise again once more. There's a little bit more light in this area than the other area, considering the heightened elevation. And you start to wake up the rest of the party.
Well, let's make haste to the city again then.
I'm up.
Wake up
I'm
everyone.
up. I'm up.
How you all feeling after yesterday?
Hungry.
Bit sore.
Well, I feel like we should take some rations this time. We all know how well last time went.
Are you sure you
He
don't
got
want
us
to cook?
Whacked
in the city.
scar. And then I just lift up my shirt and show everyone.
How long till we're in the city?
Just an hour or so, I think. Not too long.
Closer
just
to
wait
about
a minute.
4 hours.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
well,
fine.
then I'll eat now.
Yeah. You gonna eat one of your own rations?
Yeah.
Sure.
Alright. Is everyone eating their own ration, or is anyone hunting for their own food?
My internet cut out.
Oh.
We all just woke up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were sleeping.
Uh,
Nothing happened.
I'll probably just wait until we get hit the city.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat a
hunt.
ration.
I'll hunt real quick.
You
Alright,
guys smell something relatively nice, like coming from maybe 10 meters away from the camp.
Oh yeah, we got the other dude with us.
Yeah. You gonna go check on him?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go check on him.
Yeah. You look over him, and he appears to be baking what appears to be some sort of like bread-style pancake in a pan.
A flatbread.
Wild magic cookies.
No, it is not
Oh,
that.
Yummy.
I'll shout out and say, "So, you got enough for all of us?" Or
He shouts "fuck," and then you watch as like the pancake sort of flies into the air before he panics and then manages to catch it back in the pan again.
I give a little clap.
He gives a little courtesy nod, before he's like, "No."
fair enough. Don't blame you.
Aw, smells real good though.
Can you teach some of us about cooking? Because we're not that good at it.
Yeah, I need some.
We'll be
you.
fine.
You think?
I did a pretty darn
Phineas-
good job, if I do say so myself.
Well, you're also party mother.
That's true.
I guess.
That's a great name for an '80s band.
You're the mum friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once we're all
I'm friend
done
of Duns.
eating here, you included, let's head off to the city. I want to get back there.
Sounds like a
Quick as
plan.
you can.
He gives you a thumbs up before he ditches up his, basically bread pancake and starts munching on
Roll
it.
into my beard.
Flatbread.
Do you want to try some? He holds it
I
out to the.
would.
I'll take some.
Oh god damn it! All right, fine. he starts cooking a little bit, and over the course of the next like 30 minutes, he hands you out one each.
Yes.
Yay.
How's it taste?
It tastes really doughy, but also really sweet, like almost like a sort of like bready chewing gum that you can swallow.
What'd you use for this?
Just the various amounts of herbs and spices that I keep on me at all times. It's mostly a case of wheat and a
Are they
little...
11 different ones?
Pardon?
Nothing.
Okay. But yes, yeah, it's a classic recipe. Like, during the war, a lot of people used to cook this.
Yeah, it seems quite easy and pretty good if you don't mind sweet stuff.
I
I
don't.
like it.
Yeah.
It reminds me of home.
Why are you Scottish now?
I don't know.
It seems to be like an on and off thing.
Yes.
It's like a really big whack to the face.
Every time he goes unconscious, it just swaps to his accent.
He just has a brain tumor.
It's like a dimmer switch, but for Scottish.
Oh, aye.
He just has DID.
Yeah, none of you have to mark off a ration unless you want to eat more. But
Yeah,
like,
I'll just settle with the pancake.
yeah, you all eat this sort of chewy, like doughy bread pancake, and then
Pancake?
That's now the name of it, canonically.
Pancake.
Sweet.
Can you do the pancake?
It's a pancake. But yeah, you
Do I
eat
still
that.
have to mark off a ration if I eat one earlier?
No,
Okay.
unless you ate one before you spelled the pancake.
Yes, I
I don't
did.
know if I did.
Rations are like a silver piece anyway.
No.
But yeah, you clean up camp and you start to head back into town.
Yeah. While we're in the carriage, is the dude like inside with us, or is he like on top with the horses? Well, the horse.
Who's inside with you guys?
Yeah, I'll probably say to him. So I didn't catch your name, if you don't mind me asking.
My name? Well,
Yes.
a little late to ask, isn't it?
Yeah, I realised that, but
Well,
thought
things were
we'd
a bit
get
hectic yesterday, I'd say.
That's fair enough.
common courtesies down the way. I'll extend a hand and say, "My name's Mikolash."
Mikolash. Is there a last name to that?
No, not
Okay.
that I know of.
Alrighty then. My name's Bavaris Treffy. My friends call me Beffy.
Can we have that as a spelling, please?
Yes!
I'm Betty.
I'll yes,
Stretch
I'll
out a hand. I'm Uriah Fontaine.
You're right. Alright, it's in the chat on the thing.
Yeah, I see.
Damn. That's a fancy name.
Yes.
I've seen better.
That's like the average from where you come from.
It was a joke, but thanks.
Meanwhile, hey, my name's Gorg.
You've got a relatively fancy last name.
That's true, yeah. But I don't like to say it because I don't like to have that like posh boy.
It doesn't have that kick that Gorg has.
Yeah,
What did he say his name, like, short-wise was?
Beffy.
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 So, Beffy.
Please, call me Bavaris.
Faris.
Bavaris?
Stings. Oh.
Don't care. He doesn't care.
My friends call me Beffy. Please, don't call me that.
We are not friends.
Not too far. So this doctor you mentioned, is he any good? Because I visit doctors whenever I'm in town that I haven't seen before in case someone knows something.
I find him relatively good. I'm going there as soon as we get back into town. I want to ride the soothing wave of many, many painkillers.
Well, if you don't mind, can you show me about where he is? Because I'll pay a visit to him as well.
Sure. He's not too far away from the Magician's Guild.
That's handy then.
I was gonna say to you guys, you seem to handle yourselves relatively well with those bandits back there. I obviously didn't really catch much of what happened, but I saw the aftermath, and I'm relatively surprised.
Thank you.
I think we were too with all the blood.
I was gonna...
Yeah, the whole blood thing, that was a little bit unexpected.
Yes,
that's-
what happened?
They blew up.
Right.
I chopped the dude's head off. That was
Would
pretty
I
cool.
work out that it
I
was
got a one-hit kill.
magic?
I made 2 guys explode.
Yeah, would I work out that it might be the weird wild magic thing that
Yes, you would probably figure out that's probably what it was. Although you've never seen him kill anyone before, so you're not entirely sure.
What about the bush?
What about the bush?
bush explode? He killed a
Yeah, but
bush.
there's no blood in a bush. Victoria, you know this.
I mean,
You're the one who couldn't cook an egg.
time of the month.
I can
So,
cook an egg, I just cooked it in a different way to you.
That's poaching.
Stop egg racism, fuck.
So I'll say to him.
Man.
Just pull out the N word.
Yeah. No. You were saying, Aaron?
So, do you know of Harold, the wizard that lives in the tower?
Everyone's
outside
heard of
town?
Harold.
Oh my
Crazy
God,
old
I
coot.
just realised the wizard's called Harry.
It took you so long! It took you so goddamn long!
You could have at least made his last name like Porter.
Porker.
No, I
No,
want.
that would have been insultingly simple
Yeah.
for us.
You guys would have got it
real.
immediately. But yes.
But yeah, he had some of his cookies. If you've ever had the delight to have them,
I've
I
never
think
had the
that's what
delight
caused
of
it.
meeting the fellow. He sounds like a crackpot.
He's a
fucking nuts.
He's a mad one, but he's, from what it
He's
sounds like.
very
he went
He's
through-
entertaining, to say the least.
Right.
When
Don't
he's not,
trust anything he gives you, though.
He's a unique individual. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, he had some of his cookies, and it had
He
some
also
sort of
really
wild
freaked
magic
out.
effect. If you know what the wild magic is.
I've heard of such things before. I usually try and stay away from magic. I prefer things that can be explained in a very clear science. And magic is not one of those things. It is about power, and it's about gods, and it's about boring things.
Magic could always be science you've not quite understood yet.
Also, don't you work for the Magician's Guild?
I work for the Magician's Guild, but it's more a give and take sort of relationship. I don't believe in
I'd
their
say
stuff anymore than
science
they believe in mine.
magic.
Well, that's a little dumb not to believe in science. I mean, ain't that all proven stuff?
What, magic?
No, science.
I believe in science. That's what I do.
But yeah, I'm saying you said the magicians don't believe in science, and I don't
They
know. how
believe
people
in
can do
science,
that.
but they don't really contribute to it. They just expect all the eggheads to do the work while they get to wave around their fancy books and say their fancy words and have everything they want at their tips. I
I mean, they're still one in the
it's
same.
a little more complicated than that.
Science is more complicated than that. Magic is magic. It happens.
Magic is still complicated in some ways. You don't know.
In some ways. But I'd rather have something that is mathematical, something I can work out with enough time and effort. You can look at magic and immediately know what it is, or you can give it years and years of studies and it'll still be a mystery.
Well, I don't understand magic or math, so...
I don't understand math, but I understand magic because no offense, sir, I am a bard.
If it works, it works. It's just not what I'd want to study.
Yeah,
All right, you know what?
understandable.
I think it looks pretty.
Both have interesting contrasts, though, and similarities between them.
All of you magic casters, apart from, of course, him, and he just taps the top of George's head. Like a little
not
pet
a-
dog.
You're right. I don't think she's magic. She seemed more of the.
I have a bit, I
Close.
just don't use it.
Do you have a what?
I have a bit, I just don't use it.
Yeah.
I haven't had
Fair
a chance yet, really.
I got kicked out because of my magic.
Oh. Did you?
I
What
prefer a more
college
direct
did you study
approach.
at?
I didn't study at no college.
I should have guessed.
Yeah, half orc if you couldn't tell.
Really?
I don't even know how I
I'm
got my
detecting
magic.
some sarcasm there, sir, and I don't really appreciate it.
I just nuzzle
Me?
up to him and then, like, just whisper in his ear.
Sarcastic?
Just a word to the wise. She could probably beat the shit out of you.
Oh, so could you.
Oh yeah, but like she would have no remorse whatsoever.
You should hear her last name, it's glorious.
Indulge me, what's your last name?
Spine stealer.
Ah, a classic.
Lady Lou Spine.
Lou? That's
Yep.
That's new.
It's my middle name.
Alright. Anyway, we really must be in a hurry to get to Bronderia in complete silence.
Nah, not the talking type, eh? Then.
No.
Cat got your tongue?
No.
Just don't think he really is one for people. I understand what he means.
I guess he just really values his spine.
Believe it or not, quite a bit, yes.
Most people do. And it ain't really fun to have it ripped out, from what I understand.
What about jellyfish?
The fuck's a jellyfish?
I know what a jellyfish is.
I like to think that the screen just cuts to black.
Everyone who's not Urieli, make a nature check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
I officially live by the ocean now.
13.
Or you've been to an aquarium. You're rich
12.
enough to have gone
True.
to an aquarium.
Wait,
No, it's also just really expensive to live by the beach, so that's where I live now. I've just decided.
All right. George, you've heard, but you have not heard the word jellyfish, but you are imagining something that you would get plated up in a restaurant
I think it's just jelly.
as a dessert. Yes.
That's what it is in SpongeBob.
The rest of you, you've kind of heard of jellyfish.
Sponge.
They appear to be like these sort of like very long fish that like appear to have almost a sort of see-through texture on them. You can sort of see their organs and insides, hence the term jellyfish. It also helps
They
that they
don't
come
have
in.
organs.
No, jellyfish aren't what you think they are in this universe.
Oh, I don't like that.
Nice save, Liam.
It wasn't a save, that was planned.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Sure.
it could be anything. Do you remember those fucking fat sheep things we saw? Weird.
That's true.
Remember the bush?
Bush was
I
magic.
do.
It's fine.
It's
Yeah, fair enough.
Victoria lamenting the 70s. Yeah, that's what most of you think a jellyfish is.
Nice.
Also, wait, George, you didn't roll that with disadvantage.
No, I didn't.
Really matter.
Should I roll again?
He could hit in that one.
To be fair, if it's a nat one, I'm going to be very happy. It won't be, but I want it to be. Oh,
Oh
Aww.
my god.
I am a jellyfish.
that's not... I mean, with a nat 6, for all you know, you could be.
Well,
It is with disadvantage, so you do still get the 6. But, yeah. Anyone else want to do anything on your ride back, or
Well,
just...
He seems like doesn't want to talk to us, so I've
Yeah.
got what I needed.
Yeah.
Biddy's just gonna hum a little tune as she drives the car.
I'd like to
Anyone
enjoy
trusted to
Biddy's
drive the car?
music.
Aw.
How
Biddy,
good is it?
performance check with advantage.
oh boy.
Performance with advantage, because I'm a bard, bitch.
2 nat 1s, 2 nat 1s, 2 nat 1s. Oh.
Oh.
Fuck you.
Why do you hate us?
Because, let's face it, either a nat 1 or a
That
nat
one's
20
funny.
are always funny. Yeah.
There's that one.
Yeah. She begins to whistle and hum a little tune, and it's a little fast for what most of you are used to, but pretty soon, like, it gets into a loop, and it starts to become, like, relatively catchy, and the rest of you can sort of nod your head and slightly dance in your seat along to it as you make your way back to Ronderia.
Yep.
And it passes the time relatively quickly. And soon enough, you're greeted by the farms to your right, and, like, the guard patrol as you go through the giant metal gates and into the town of Ronderia.
Nice.
Noise.
Yes.
We hitch up the horse.
Yes. Alright, well, thank you for the lift, gentlemen. You will receive payment very, very soon, and, between you and me, I need help on another mission. Very similar one to what you just faced. These bandits, they are making all of our lives hell. Would you guys want in on this contract if I was to write it up? It would save me having to get it authorized by the guild and everything.
How?
Free
We
contract.
gonna bash some heads in.
What are you
Doesn't sound
paying?
allowed.
I'm paying 200 gold.
Each?
No. Each?
Whoa.
What's the ask?
That sounds a bit illegal.
It's not illegal. It's contract work.
Well, at least outside of the rules of the Magic Guild.
Rules of the Magic Guild don't stop you from taking contracts. If anyone asks, just say you're my bodyguards, making sure a path is clear before I go there.
Sure.
These guys are the worst of guys. They have been attacking people along these roads for the past few months. We think we may have triangulated an area where they have set up a camp and doing God knows what with the produce they've stolen, but we need them
down.
cleared out.
Let's
Yeah,
slash
how many
out some
there are?
justice.
Should we return to the Magic Guild with the ring and everything first?
Yes.
Yes.
We should do that, but
Well, you accept the
once we
contract and
finish it-
I'll speak to
Sure.
you when I need you.
We'll take it.
sounds good.
Alright, I'll ask Gaiman of your appearances. We're a pretty close team, and I'll contact you.
Oh, tell Mr. Gayman how we said hi.
Will do.
We'll probably see him anyway. We're heading off to the guild.
I mean, I don't know. He seems like a real busy kind of.
Yeah. He
Seems like a real asshole.
he gives you a little wave before he heads off into town.
I would follow off after him because he said he'll show me where.
Yes, I rolled an intelligence check and he forgot.
If I see him walking off, then I'll be like, excuse me. I thought you said you were showing me where the doctor was in this town.
Ah! Fuck! Yes, of course, follow me. And he just nods over his shoulder for you to follow him.
Could he just point it on the map?
He probably could. But
I want to go there now.
You don't know if he has a tourist map or not.
Well, we do.
I have my map, but I'm just going there. I turn to the party and be like, meet at the Magic Guild in 10, 15 or so.
Yeah.
Is this about the brothel? I mean, I'm not judging.
Yeah.
I don't really dabble in brothels. I kind of gesture. I'm not really the attractive type. Nobody really wants a tiefling.
Everyone's into
I
something.
think, yeah, people are into weird, all sorts of stuff. Plus, you probably got better chances than me. I mean, I am a half-orc.
I'm just like, yeah, some people love ugly people.
I mean, I'm in a relationship.
I'm not conventionally attractive either.
Yeah.
You're not?
I mean,
I think Rich is very attractive.
That's my favorite feature of a woman.
Yeah,
how much money she has.
I'll say
mean,
yeah.
You
But
can
how
always
many-
ask Gaiman what he thinks.
I know what Gaiman likes.
Yeah, I'll
Yes,
say to him
heroes.
like, yeah, but you don't really see many drows around, do you? They normally keep to undergrounds, don't they?
that's part of why I'm considered unattractive.
Yeah, some people could see it as a positive.
Well, the
Sit
same goes for you, I
around.
suppose.
Impressive.
Yeah, there's more tieflings around though, and you know we got the whole demon thing against us, which is funny.
Liam's into it.
Hello. That was not in character, I hope.
Nope. Obviously not.
Yeah. But yeah, you have this conversation about Tiefling going to a brothel before you start to make your way up to the guild. The Bavarius breaks off just as you pass the market to go into the posh market, whereas the rest of you go to the guild, and he has informed you where to leave all of the crates and stuff, and as you go in to hand it in, the little woman at the front gives you a, not disappointed, but just sort of, oh god, it's you guys, look, before she gives you payment for the thing. You get about, what was it? 200 gold for the entire mission, because you managed to
Is there
hand...
everything? Ice cream truck outside.
What?
There's a fucking ice cream truck outside. I forgot those existed.
Yeah, they're real. But yeah, you get about 75 gold per the fleshy peach fruits that you discovered, and then 75 gold due to the fact that even though he was injured, you brought back Bavaris alive.
So how much are we getting?
200 gold.
Ring as well.
Is that each?
No, not each. Jesus.
That's why we're asking. How much do we need to put in?
It's about 33 each. It's about 30 each.
No, it's about 20 each.
Also, 75 and
Alright,
75 is
40.
150, Liam.
Oh
What?
wait, no, yeah, I
What?
divided it wrong.
75 and 75 is 150.
Yeah.
No, I said 5 times 25, which is 125 plus 75. So 200.
Oh.
Yeah.
So,
Is that just for
add
the-
40 on each.
Yes, 40 each.
Is that just for the flowers in that, not for the ring as well?
Oh yeah, I forgot about the ring. The ring was 200 as well. So you get 80
So
That's
each.
400
Sweet.
divided by 4 people.
5.
Yeah, we each get 80.
Yes. Wait, is it 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. God, I like how I can
used the
do...
calculator.
Wow, Jesus, mate. I like how I can do maths, like, dividing really easy, and then I immediately forget how many players are in my campaign.
Yeah, I counted 6 people in the chat, and then I was like, hang on a minute.
One of them. No, there's 7 people in the chat.
What?
Like, on Roll20, there's 7 people.
Oh no, I was talking Discord.
Yeah. But yeah, you get 400 gold each. And
Okay.
do you know what you guys get to do now?
What?
Level up!
You get to level up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Are we doing that
Can I
now?
find a bank or something?
I'll say we can do that after the session because we don't
Yeah,
want that on the stream because it could be boring.
Okay.
Are we still going?
What do you mean still going?
Session's
I
still
mean,
live.
I thought this.
Unless there's any, considering it's getting close to like midday, end of the day, is there anything you want to do with your newfound gold before we end
I'd
it?
like to find a bank.
Some, better stuff.
All right. Yeah. Okay. You said you wanted to find some better stuff, George.
Yeah.
All right. I'll say we'll probably do that next session because chances are it'll be hard to find stuff in this. If you guys wanted to just have a session where like you just had a little look around town, like a small session, I could probably find the free time for that. Uriah, you managed to find a little bank. They don't have anything in your name, but when you show them your royal stamp proving that you are a member of the Von Lanters, is it Von Lanter?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Von Lanters, they're like, oh, okay.
Fun.
Yeah.
But
They open up an account for you pretty much immediately, which can not only, store your gold and stuff in, but can also be linked with the post office so that you can receive mail if you want to.
Lovely.
Yes.
Well, I also have to send mail.
Yes, and if you wanted to send mail.
I have to send mail.
Okay, well, we can do that out of session, unless
Sure.
you want to do it right now. Anyone else want to do anything with your final goal before we bid goodbye on episode 3?
Apart from the, are we doing the doctor-y thing tomorrow? Well, next time then.
I'll probably just do it out of session with you.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anything else for anyone?
Nope.
Alright.
All good.
Alright, well, that was the Neophytes, and I think that was a surprisingly fucking good session. Like, considering it was combat, that changed my perspective on combat. I like combat now, because that was fun. I thought you guys were gonna fucking destroy them, and then I got really lucky with a bunch of rolls.
Yeah, and then you one-shot
nearly
armor.
died.
I mean, I one-shotted someone, so I think that.
Yeah. But for the stream reasons, goodbye!
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay,
Farewell.
quick question.